Hey guys, welcome back to Big Bada Boom. Today we're going to be going over how to fuse a 6-shot fan 3-inch professional grade mortar rack. You're going to need your fuses, of course. So here you have 1 foot equals 25 seconds. You have your safety fuse, which 1 foot equals 10 seconds. We have our tape. We have zip ties. We have the measuring tape. We have our mortars, of course. Okay guys, so basically what I did with this was each one has the same display shell. We're going to keep it organized. We're going to keep it going off at the same rate. Here I'm going to use the safety fuse. That way it's not too slow. You know, we're not getting 25 seconds a foot, and it's not too fast. It's just perfect right in the middle. This rack, by the way, I didn't spend money on it as far as buying it from a vendor or a reseller or just somebody making them at their house. I went to Home Depot. I picked up the wood. I was able to get out of, I don't know, 40, 50 bucks that I spent on wood, glue, screwdrivers. I was able to get basically this one 6-shot fan rack angled, and then a 15-shot angled rack. These pieces here, just for reference, these pieces here are 16.5 inches. These pieces are 23 inches each. The pieces down at the bottom where the tubes sit on are 20 3/8 of an inch. And then this is just about a little over 3 inches for added support. Then what I did was I just took another 16.5 inch piece of wood for either side, and I put it on the top to connect them. I used between 2 inches and 1.5 inch drywall screws, and then I used Gorilla Glue heavy duty to attach the wood together. You can never be too safe. You can't overdo it when it comes to gluing and screwing the pieces of wood together. Obviously you want safety first, guys. So again, today we're going to be going over the how to fuse a 6-shot fan rack with professional grade 3-inch mortars. So it's a little bit different, and you have a couple different ways of actually fusing this. For this video, I'm just going to connect your regular fuse, starter fuse, to the safety fuse, just like this. Right? The other ways to do it is, you know, you have the electric charge, so you wouldn't have to worry about fusing. But for those that don't want to spend, you know, a few hundred to several $100s on the electric launcher, this is the best way to do it. The other way of fusing these shells together is, not too sure if you can see this, but you would cut this open. You have your quick fuse here, right? So as soon as your green fuse touches a quick fuse, these bad boys go off. So basically what you would do is, if you were fusing it this way, is you would take your green fuse, you would put it into the quick fuse of your other display, right? And you would tape it. For this type of setup, the way that I have it going off, I'm not going to do it that way. I'm just going to do one fuse going straight down the middle, and then everything's going to connect to it. So what I like to do, guys, is get my since this safety fuse is 1 foot equals 10 seconds, we're going to measure out 1 foot, which is right about here, okay? And for added time, I might attach another green fuse at the end of it. My 1 foot equals 25 seconds. So here, you want to make sure that the display shells are sitting in the racks correctly. I'm going to go here. I like to take the zip tie first, and then I cut it, and then I put tape around it, and then what I do is I put aluminum foil around my fuses, so that way when they're shooting off, they don't jump, they don't go off before, you know, touching the other parts of the fuse. So also, guys, when you're doing this, you know, it's not too difficult, and it's more cost effective to put together your own fireworks show. You know, the neighbors love it, the kids love it, everybody enjoys it. There's really nice ways of setting this stuff up. You know, make sure that you spend time on your measurements, on laying out how your fireworks show is going to be throughout the night. You know, you want to know exactly what type of display shells you're going to be shooting off, how it's going to look, kind of paint that picture in your mind. Typically what I do also is I write down on a sheet of paper the type of firework, the size of the firework, what the firework is actually, what color is it, and I lay out my show like that. So here, getting back to fusing, I'm going to take another zip tie, get it in. There we go. Make sure everything's matching up correctly. So, that, since I'm not using the electric fuse, I'm just going to wind up cutting this off. And here you see you have your quick fuse with your electric charge. So, there we go. Take my tape. And just because I have OCD, I like to make sure everything is nice and neat. So I'm just going to take another piece of tape. And make it like that. So, tape. Another piece of tape. And drop back. Go. Now guys, obviously it goes without saying that when you are going to do a fireworks show in your neighborhood, make sure that you have your your proper licensing and certifications to actually be shooting them off. You know, with us, we wind up going to the park. We have a lot of open space. The pedestrians are far enough away from the fireworks that nobody can get injured. So make sure you're not doing anything illegal, especially if you live in a state that, you know, buying and or shooting off fireworks are illegal. It's just always important. So here, let's see what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go right here, and since this has, you know, once the green fuse is lit and it hits the quick fuse inside of here, it's not going to matter where you have this place, as long as you have the same measurements on each side and have it symmetrical or as close as possible, right? The distance between the two, they're both going to go off at the same time. So we have this here. And we want to have a proper distance, so, and timing. So from this point, right, let's say from this point, 1 foot equals 10 seconds. We don't want them going off at the same exact time, so let's do, about 5 seconds. I'm sorry, 5 inches. 5 or 6 inches. That would give us 5 seconds, right? So we're gonna put that right there. And take the other one. Put it right here. We're going to take a zip tie. Make sure that they're both even, or as close as possible as being even. Oh, that looks about right. Pull it nice and tight. We're going to take another zip tie right here. Make sure it's nice and neat, nice and even. And there we go. So we can go. Hopefully you guys can still see that. We're going to measure this out again. So we did 6 inches from here. So about 6 1/4 inches. So that's fine, guys. It's going to be 5, a little over 5 seconds. Let's take this off. We're going to measure out again. 6 inches, another 5 seconds. Make sure it's nice and even. We're going to take another zip tie. I got it the wrong way, guys. All right, so want to make sure that these are always touching as close as possible. Again, we're going to use a zip tie, and then we're going to use tape after to make sure it's nice and secure. And what I'm doing is I'm putting it at the beginning of the green fuse, and I'm putting it at the end of the green fuse where the green fuse meets the tape that's provided on the display shells. So there we go. Then what we're going to want to do is cut off your zip tie. I'm sorry, the top of the zip tie. Obviously you want to keep it connected, but you want to make sure that it's neat. And guys, while I'm doing this, don't forget, please like, subscribe, and comment. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Once we're completed with this, we will do another video of actually shooting this bad boy off. I'm super excited about it. You know, with this rack, we have angles coming this way, straight up, that way. It's going to look beautiful going off. It's a great addition to a current firework board that you have, or it's great just for shooting them off by themselves. So again, let's cut this part of the electrical charge off. Starting to look really good, guys. Yeah, and what we'll be doing, I'll be taking videos of all the different racks that we have and how we fuse them up and different ideas that you can do on yours. You know, I'm a fan of, you know, when you have, let's say you have a 15-shot rack, you have it angled, so you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you got another one in the middle, and you have it as a fan rack. You know, I'm a fan of having it go this way. So two ways actually. I'm a fan of having the fuse be on this side or this side, and have runners going, or having fuse going over the actual tube, put aluminum foil on it, and have them shoot off. The other way that I like is having the start of a fuse. Let's say your starting point is right here. You're going to go with the snake fusing technique. I like both of those ways. You know, you want to, the whole point of your racks or your fan racks is to make sure that you're filling up the sky. There's a lot of space and room, and the more coverage you have on the sky, it makes for a better show. I think anybody can agree with that. So here, as you can see, I can move it back. I think I'm going to place it right about there. I'm going to make this nice and tight. That position right there. There we go. I'm going to secure that into place. Secure it there. and then I'm going to secure it right here. Now we have this looking really nice. Let me bring this down just a little bit more. Actually, let's find out. Let's put some more tape over here. Because again, you want to make sure that this is as close as possible to one another. You don't want to have the possibility of it fizzling out or not going off or not lighting. You never want that to happen during the show. And again, you can't, there's no such thing as overdoing it with your tape or zip ties or with your glue, with your nails, or with safety. You want to make sure that this is planned out properly. You want to take the necessary time to set this all up, check all your fuses, make sure everything's in place. So once you're done putting the rack together, you want to check, the day of, you want to check that everything is good. And then, of course, before you shoot off the fireworks, you want to do more testing. And what I do, guys, is typically when I build racks or I have an idea in my mind, I'll do a lot of testing to see exactly how the show will be, where the angles are in the sky, if I want to keep things symmetrical with the same type of display shells, or if I want to mix things up a little bit. Again, preparation is everything when it comes to your fireworks and putting together racks. So right now what I'm doing, just to finalize all of this, is I'm adding some extra tape around where the fuses meet, as you see here. And then lastly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put aluminum foil. And again, guys, the aluminum foil is just to make sure that when these are actually going off, that these sparks aren't lighting off the other shells before they're due up. So meaning we don't want it to jump from here, we light this off, these are big explosions. They come out about here, and they come up about 2 feet, 2.5 feet high. But we don't want it to jump from here, that explosion go off, and then it touches the back, and these get lit off, and then the show is, not that it's messed up, and not that nobody would actually realize it, but people that are pyrotechnics themselves and really interested in putting together a good fireworks show, you're going to notice it, that something didn't go off correctly. And guys, in the comments, if you have any ideas or other ways that you fuse your firework racks, I would love to hear them. I would love to read your comments. I'm always fascinated by how people put together their own racks or how they fuse. You can always message me and send me videos of what you guys do. Again, I would love to see what you're able to do. So guys, right about now we're going to wrap up on the video. I really appreciate you watching my video. Again, please comment, like, and subscribe. I'll be putting up at least 2 to 3 videos a week all year long. This is a new channel. I'm really trying to grow it organically, so I'd appreciate you guys sharing and letting your friends know to watch our channel. Thank you. Have a good one, guys.